That is me, Nemo. And that is my rank in League of Legends. I decided to see if I could 1v5 bots and potentially get a win. I gave myself a set number of rules to determine how hard of a match it will be. It was not easy. As well as the list of rules given to me, I also must choose 5 random champions every match. This allows for a game of luck more than a game of skill. The better the champion matchup, the higher the kills, the faster I end up destroying your towers. At least that's the hope. Some of these games, you will see me in the top lane or the mid lane. These were before I really set a must lane 2v1 rule. Once I did that to myself, it made it that much more difficult, and I switched over to a 2 champion lane. As the games went on, I started to notice a few different ways the bots like to play. They like to push you at level 1 with no minions. Sometimes you can catch them off guard and only grab 1 and go for a kill 1 minute in the game. But then other times they could push you down to your turrets, dive you in your turret, and you can't do anything. I started to play around with this as the games went on and realized that I could take advantage of both of those mechanics the bots did and potentially help get a kill per minute, if not more. On top of this, I decided to also play other champions such as Blitzcrank and Braum, and then sooner or later Nautilus, to try to test which support characters that aren't 1v5 characters to be able to push the towers and or garner more kills. Switching from champion to champion did not last long. I stuck to Rakan mainly because AD Rakan was really good early with getting a kill or 2 per minute, even though it took me a second to really get those kills. Once I baited them and I got the kill, I kind of saw it snowball the most with Rakan.
This is the run.
It's easy. Game 22 is when I decided that the recon strategy may not work as intended, and getting kills on a non-1v5 support champion won't be able to carry the game. In the next few clips, you'll see me dominating on the kill board, destroying the bots, but I can't keep up with the lanes being pushed. And ultimately, the bots pushing my tower so hard, they get to my nexus and kill me under my nexus because I have no ability to fully 1v5 and push them back enough. A lot of this challenge is just me dying over and over again at level 1 or level 2. A lot of it, again, is that baiting mechanic, but it's also kind of limit testing recon and seeing how far and overall, this is my first challenge, so I didn't want it to be easy, but I was hoping it wasn't going to be too hard, and I started to get a little bit discouraged because I could never get really past level 5 at most, or they would always just run me down to my turn. So I didn't really know a way I could really switch that.
He is wild.
So if you haven't noticed already, the bots like to TP. This becomes a big problem for me as I just can't simply push a tower or secure a kill because they always TP at the worst possible timing. And it's not just one of them, it is all the bots who have TPs. The mechanic of Riot is that they must all TP at once at the same time. So it makes it very hard for late game as I'm trying to push or kill so I can push, and they just simply cause me to stay stagnant and have to recall. And so with these like mechanics that I've been talking about and it's been shown, it really becomes a very hard challenge. You wouldn't really be surprised until you actually attempt it. Just 10 games left, and I start learning what I really need to do to win. The tides start turning, I start rocking the bots' boats, and I get that dub. Game on. So at this point in the challenge, I decided to swap to Nautilus. Rakan just wasn't doing exactly what I needed to secure a win. I had high damage output near the end if I got enough kills. I just wasn't able to hold them back long enough to be able to push their towers and win. So I swapped to Nautilus, hoping that I could kind of add a bit of both, because I know Nautilus can output damage enough to stay alive, and is tanky, and can utilize Hullbreaker items. So I went tower destroying runes and a tower destroying playstyle combined with Hullbreaker and attack speed items, and I actually saw very great results from it. Had I have done this at the start, this challenge would have probably been a couple games, because it just made it that much easier. But in order for me to understand this style that would have been good against the bots, I had to play enough times to kind of swap over that mindset of just getting straight kills. Eating me.
Shit. Every time.
halfway through my game. I am sitting at 10 kills within 17 minutes. But if you look at my map, they're pushing quite a bit. In the next few minutes, I will be pushing them so hard and so fast that we're overwhelming 5 bots because of the hull breaker and attack speed items. Some may think this is a cop-out, but I gave myself a free Totem of Undying just in case I had a game where I felt like I could win, but I kind of maybe got screwed over or just unlucky with where I was at that time, the bots. But if you notice, many of the games I've never had that opportunity, and the ones I did, I didn't use it. But in this game, I decided I might as well try to use it. I mean, I was close to winning, and still I had the chance of losing, but I decided I had the best opportunity now than any of my other games. So it made sense to use my free life. That is it. I completed the challenge, followed all the rules, and I will say that for that being my first challenge, it was actually very difficult. It took me a second to really realize what I needed to do. Once I figured out the champion, the build, and the correct playstyle, and getting just a bit lucky with the champions and baiting them to my tower, I was able to secure a win. I enjoyed this challenge. I enjoyed the amount of time it took. It took hours. And I look forward to bringing more challenges to the table and seeing what I could do on games that challenges may never have been done on. So if you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment what I could have done better. I know my mic's not the best. I know I'm new to editing, but I tried to put as much effort and creativity in this. In the next challenges to come, I will put more and more effort and try to make them better. So thank you for watching and have a good day.